this. We're trying to build this right now. We'll jump it on the screen a few times here and there. I'm going to start the groundwork and like the framework and the blueprint of the build as we're chatting here. So I've picked this location. Feels appropriate, I think. Like I said, if it's not loud enough, if it's too loud, you let me know, please. Definitely not too worried on my end of how things look or how things sound. So it's going to be up to you guys if it doesn't sound quite right. I'm going to clear the area a little bit. Grizzly, what have you been up to? All right. So this thing, it kind of has a hillside on either side. Nothing crazy, but it does have a hillside on either end. So I might raise this just a hair. And like extend it a little bit. Good enough for now. Okay. So I need to level some ground here. Start there. Oh, there's a hidden chest. Excellent. Can I get rid of it? Oh no. Oh, that'll work. I got a ruby. Same old working in gaming, nothing too special. It is cool to see you back at it. Appreciate that, Grizzly. Hopefully it's looking nice on YouTube. Obviously a little bit different. But definitely a lot of fun. All right. I'm going to try a couple things here to get started. We're going to create a couple of the things here. We'll see if I mess it up too much. I'm going to have to back that up quite a bit. Okay, cool. So we got second path right here that then goes over. So we're going to map out the build first. Kind of go from there. And then this goes over here. And crosses over this path. And this goes about here. Okay. And this one seems to go up and over right about there. Okay, and this goes into a home. This goes off the screen right here, so we'll deal with that in a little bit. But in general, that's the mapping of the stairs, or of the stuff. There's also like a brick wall. Kind of comes into play. And rounds off into like a staircase. I'm gonna try something real quick. Seven of us, new record. Hey, how's it going, Serotonin? How we doing? I'm starting a little framework here. It's already not going to be perfect, but this is going to be hard for sure. Optically, it's like, I think the hardest part about this is actually going to be scaling. Scaling this. Like, does that make sense? Model scale? I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think scaling will be the trickiest part of this. I just needed the angle to be a little different. Okay, so the interesting part of this is it feels like the hill actually... The hill kind of meets... this a little bit. I think the first thing I need to do... Nope. Oh, you messed it up. You messed it up. There we go. Is the height of this kind of meets the rise of these stairs over here. And then there's like a home that kind of starts on this, and then it goes downward from there. Casting to TV looks fantastic. Yeah, hopefully Valheim be looking nice, huh? Thank you for those of you who checked out my new video today, by the way. I mean, as my videos go, it's off to a decent start. You never know how that stuff's going to turn out, frankly. But thank you for those of you who have checked it out a couple times, given it a like and all the things. Let's take a look. Okay. So from here, I can really start staging the home's blueprints, like the base of the homes, I think is what I'd like to do. So we'll go here. Perfect. We'll start with this one. So just to give you guys some scope, as I'm looking at this, I've got like this, the A-frame kind of walkway. It's not perfect. I think the hardest thing is the optical scale. Like, this should probably be out here a little more, but it's not, doesn't need to be perfect. But I'm building this wall with this elevated area, and the steps are right here. So I'm currently trying to, the steps up to this home are the one I'm currently working on. And then it goes down the slope to the next two. So this will be an interesting first try of this, to see how close I can get to it. Um, like I said, I think I've narrowed this path a little bit just because it's what my eye saw, but this probably should go out more. I'm not going to change it though. The question is, what materials should I use? They have thatch roofs in this. The roofs in the image are thatch, so I might have to go with that. I do like the ash wood for the sides though, because that's how the building looks. So even though ash doesn't have, it's unfortunate that they don't have 4-meter beams. They only have 2. Such a strange decision. But we're going to go with the, unfortunately, more instances because it's going to look better with the image. So the first thing we got to do here is build out the front piece. I'm not sure what just happened. It seems like my character just leveled. I'm not exactly sure why. That's bizarre. All right, so this will be the entryway. And the base of this house has stone, but not like Grouston. It has like regular stone. Like it almost has a stone base on it. And then it goes to, I'm just going to leave a marker for myself. See if I can speed up how I'm building here, but this is hard. It goes to an outdoor stairway. I haven't looked at this build menu in a while. Can I do 2 of these? I'm just going to put this down as a marker. Yeah, you said that last time. I'm sorry about that, and I don't really know what to do about it. My bad. Maybe this high? I think. We'll go that high. Okay, we might be able to continue this one more, judging by the image. We'll do that. So we got ourselves the start of something there. And this appears to go out to almost like a deck. So now that that's there, feels like that's right. So we'll throw that on there. Up to that. And it appears to be just like an outside kind of deck area. You can't see the edge of this, so I'm going to, in the image, you run out of space. Interesting. For now, we'll do that. Yeah, it's well, it's unfortunate though. I don't know why. Is my stream that much quieter than YouTube in general? Because obviously, if I could make my stream louder, you guys wouldn't. You would just have me turned down further too, you know? All right, setting that up. It's interesting because this archway is like right here. It very much feels... How would I build? Okay. I think the best thing I can do there is that. And then maybe like a little half. Why am I leveling, guys? Am I... Something occurred? Why am I leveling up? It's so weird. Wait, did I not? Hello? Okay. Sick. You know, I probably should have just done it. One of these. We'll do some of these. It's funny because like, it's actually kind of different to not build something from your own brain, if that makes sense. Like I'm quite used to going off of my own creativity, and I think I'm actually a slightly slower builder because I'm going off of a provided image, which is a unique challenge. It is a unique challenge in a good way. I think it's kind of cool. Okay, now I have two options here. Yeah, that's fair. Is the game volume appropriate, or is that pretty distant? No one's really said anything, but... Now, I don't want to use thatch, but it is the appropriate option for the image. I haven't decided how much of a frame I want to do here. I might just do exterior frame. I don't think I want to frame out outward. I think I just want to frame the edges. Like, to me, the game volume's a little low, but it's also just building, so it's kind of hard to say. Also, we've never had more than 7. You're right, Serotonin. We were so close. I think 7's our highest. Maybe I should have done... gone here. I wonder if I can do some kind of design there. I shouldn't. That's not what's in the build. Silly goose. Okay. First awning complete. It's probably too tall, which makes the building quite a bit taller. Yikes. The question is, am I going to not... Do I have to throw an iron beam in here specifically? I think yes. I think I might have to throw an iron beam... here. Man, I gotta say, sometimes the 4K in this gets so dark. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can see it. Like at the wrong angle, it's just so dark. You see 9, we're going global. I have only seen 7, but I'll take 9, sure. I mean, yesterday, our first ever YouTube stream, we did about that too. Which I did not expect. I don't know how often I want to show you guys this. I haven't got really a rhyme or reason. This is the first video we're trying to do this with. But I'm building this. Now, obviously, like I said, I built it too high by about 1 meter, a 1 meter beam. It probably should have been a 1 meter beam lower because now the house is quite tall. But you get the gist. Oops, I accidentally just disappeared that. That's not what I meant. Oh no, did I click out of it already? I'm not doing great, guys. Shit. Sorry, friends. I'm not doing a good job. All right. Sick. So this house appears to be as wide as this awning, which would make it quite a narrow home. So I think I'm going to bring it out one step. I'm also going to link it from here because I can't get it to go. There we go. I think we're going to kick this out. One amount like that. Okay. That'll be good. And then maybe, because this is going to be non-picture side, I'm going to save some instances. Antler Carver will not be pleased, but I am going to... I'm going to cheese a little bit of the building mechanics. Like I've been alternating the lines so far, but I'm not going to do it just over here because I'm going to save some instances on the blinder spots. Sick. There we go. All right, here we go. So we've got our little deck on the outside that we got to build up eventually. I think my objective is to try and detail every home as I build it instead of trying to go back. That feels like the right choice. Because if I were to... I was thinking about doing just the blueprint of every build and then going back. I mean, I guess I could do this much of each house and then go do the sides and the roofs. Maybe that's a good idea. Because that is the entire home on the right. There's also a home right in the front of the picture. It's like right here. Now here's where I need to get a grip on my scaling. Because I have two homes right next to each other here. And because it's an AI image, it almost looks like they're like one home. Like they might be one building. Get out of my way, Earth. There we go. Okay, so this home doesn't have any brick around it. I'm just going to start a little bit of something here. I think if I go here... I'm at level craft. Why am I a 7 craft? Like, what is going on? What is happening? It's like I haven't played in so long. The game was like, you don't know what you're doing anymore. Okay. I'm treating this as one big house. So the door on the first one starts almost at the front, like at the front of the house. Like that's where the kind of cobblestone ends. And then there's another one here where it's kind of like an adjoining home. And that one goes down quite a bit. I might have to take some creative liberties at some point when, you know, the AI is AIing, I guess. So we'll see how hard this really is. Okay, so I have to make a decision on... We'll go iron beam. Hello? We'll go iron beam on the corners here. Did that not help? Did that go? Yes, it did. Okay. And then I need one more. Okay. So just to give myself some perspective, on the right house appears to meet like just shy of middle. Yep. Okay, so that scaling so far is actually pretty right. And then there's almost like a... There's almost like a second house. Like here. It's like a smaller home. So this house, I think, like it's like a smaller one on the end here. Like, I'm just goofing around a little bit with this. This is like one place right here. And then the other one feels a little bigger. I might have overshot it a little. But it does look accurate. Yeah, because that second path ends right where this one starts. So actually that is right. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but at some point Taco Luck is going to run out, you know? You have 1.5 hours left? Yeah, I know, and I maybe overshot that estimate, but stopwatch started. Man, this YouTube chat is terrible. Who knew? I mean, I did, to be fair. I followed quite a few YouTube creators over the last little bit here and can confirm. I have messed up and I'm trying to undo it and it's very difficult. Stop. Ah. Okay. If it was out of my own head, I actually think I would build it faster, frankly. Okay, so now this... Oh. I would love to know why, like genuinely why that's happening. Oops. So nothing, there isn't a path to this one. It kind of is just tucked in. This path has, let me just set a stage for myself. This path has, it like comes up to a slanted stairwell. That might actually be wood. And then it has almost like another like patio of stone. And then the house itself. If I were to just build myself an idea here. That's not technically correct, but I'm doing it for the sake of my framework. Okay, what happens after that? So this home, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That feels correct. We're going to do an idea like that. We'll leave it as that for a second. It's a little off right there, but it's not terrible. And then the next home. Oops, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Starts real close. To here. There's not a lot of grass in between them. And that home has a weird angle. It's like this, maybe? And it's a really narrow home, so it's just like that. Now, before I commit to that, if I were to set the other home up, which is actually further back and slightly up, so I will need to do this. So that home, like, it's almost like this stone comes off the home. Okay. And then the home itself is like elevated right here. But there's almost like a patio that I could get away with building to make it a little easier for me. It's almost like that. It's a very thin home. I wonder if I can put the whole thing on blocks to get away with that a little easier. Let's try that. So then this home like it comes up, and then the home itself is almost like here. Yeah. I will show you guys the picture after one more blueprint is done, so that you can see what I'm looking at. That's probably the wrong place to put that, actually. There's one in the ground now. LOL. Okay. And we'll do these ones for fun too, because these houses are kind of tall and steep. So I want to make sure that we do the right thing. Sure. So yeah, serotonin. When I was talking to you on Discord, it's like I went back and watched my VOD from yesterday, and because of post-production, it goes into 4K or whatever. I was like, holy crap, it looks nice. I didn't expect it to look so good when I went and took a gander. Oh, these connect. Okay, so I've made a little bit of a blunder. So this home connects to this. Well, it doesn't connect, but it's present to it. And that's actually not a horrible situation. Because all I have to do is make the home bigger, I guess. Oop, my... Oh, the commercials are around 5 times louder than you. Not your fault, just a shock. I mean, it might be my fault. Truly. Like, it's good to know these things, because that might actually be problematic. Like, people might not want to watch me. Because if I'm being honest, I don't recall, as a viewer myself on YouTube, I do think that commercials are a little loud here and there. But I don't recall them being as much as what you seem to be indicating. I don't think I did the worst job. So I've got, you know, like the longer home here into the awning short home. So like right here we got, like this is like the longer home. And then the awning small home lines up at the edge of the path, which is right here. And then we have like this short tall home slightly off angle here that bleeds into the back home that has like a stairwell up. And it's like a taller, bigger home. I'll probably need to make this one bigger. I think I need to make this one out a little further. So I started this so I could do my steps. These steps here, which are wooden, but I'm just kind of getting the idea. I think I need to make a second portion of the home that's like slightly elevated from the side. That'll close this gap. Because then there's this offset home here facing away. And then there's like this little like rise right here, which is this, and then it goes into the home that'll be up a little bit higher right here, and that crosses into the home with this awning, which we've already built here. So, thoughts? I'm doing all right, I think. Considering it's the first time I've ever done something like this, I think I'm doing okay. All right. Are they? Does that mean you missed everything I just said, which is hilarious? Okay, pretty much every one of these homes is a two-story in some direction or another, so we'll just get it done. Why are these? Oh, the angle. The okay. So for this one, what we're going to do is possibly go 3 and 3. No more YouTube chatting. This is actually a crap communication medium. Looks awesome, though. Is it that bad? I mean, to be honest, my chat... I'm assuming my chat's dead because there's 7 people here, but it also could be that it sucks to chat on this, unless you're on a PC. We're here, but yeah, the chat isn't the best on YouTube. No, I mean, that's like notorious, isn't it? I feel like anybody I know or have seen, like, Tim the Tatman is someone I watch a decent amount on YouTube, and when he was not streaming on every platform. And that feels like a universal truth. That it kind of sucks. Okay, so this is going to be a biggie. bigger than it should be. I messed this up scale-wise. I have to make this one way bigger because this awning is so... Oh, I made a mistake. Because this awning is so large. Oh, maybe... Did I not make a mistake? Hello? What's different? Oh, I didn't start from the bottom. Cheese acquired. I'm not sure I'll need iron beams across here. Yo, Big Al, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Holy crap, I've really doozied this. I might have to redo this awning. I legitimately might have to lower this awning one. Unless we just don't care about it. Because my Lanta is just getting out of control. I mean, it's whatever, I guess. That's what we're here to do. So, Big Al, we're trying... I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but we are doing the build your own adventure thingy-majig, where I'm building the AI image that I have in front of me. I feel like it's close enough. I'm not sure how I want to make that. Could always do... It's going good. It's good to hear. I actually think I need to do it like this. And then... I need to put a half beam in here for a clipping point. Oh, my hammer broke. I don't have a workbench. What do I do? LOL. I don't need it. I'm the best. Okay. Where's the half guy? Oh, did I get it? Sick. I think I'd rather do the other take, which was this. That's... There we go. Nice, this should be fun. You know, it's... I'll show you the image in a few seconds here. Got myself into a bit of a pickle with the first one, because I made this awning too big, so this house is... this house is too big. But you know what? It's all about perspective, right? It's at the front. It can be large. That's okay. It can be enormous. That's going to be a problem. I've done myself a disservice by making this an uneven amount of space, but you know, it doesn't actually matter at all. Because my roof frame is going to go half longer. So that might actually be perfect. On the back, at least. It's going to get goofy somewhere. For certain. Oh wait, I'm doing that on the wrong part anyway, aren't I? Yes, I am. Don't you worry, guys. I'm banging on all cylinders here. Silly me. It'll be fine. Taco, are you ready for a new version of the Skinwalker Ranch? I sure as hell am. I'm extremely hyped, actually. More rockets, please. Also, did we talk about this? Have you seen Blind Frog Ranch? Because if you like Skinwalker, they're like right down the street from them. And I might like Blind Frog Ranch more. But they can't make another season for a while because one of the main characters, they got arrested or something. Okay, so now that I've made this egregiously hilarious mistake, we're good. I guess we're just going to have one grand poobah fucking house, and then the rest of these are just going to be kind of regular. That's okay. Most of the houses are the same size in the image. This one is technically a little taller because of its forward facing, and then this one is tall. So I guess I will commit to making this one taller. Sorry, I'm looking at the image and just trying to figure out. Okay, I'm gonna redo something about this one quick. No, I haven't. That I'll look up and start watching. Yeah, I think you'll like Blind Frog. If obviously like, I think the character development of the other one, you know, you go into a new show and you're like, oh, it's not the same people. But I think long term, I actually like Blind Frog more. So you might enjoy it. Okay, I'm making mistakes. There we go. This one kind of has some different detailing to it that I'm going to try and capture. Let me take a look at this one more time. Yeah, so hypothetically, there we go. Oh, you know what though? Dang. No, I guess I'll call that good. We'll do that. Oops. Okay. And then just to complete a thought really quick. This almost has like an awning, and the good thing is it kind of does bump into the other one a little bit. I think I might have accidentally gotten this where I need to have it. Yo, how you doing, Molly? Sorry, I've been out here locking in. I just looked, and it's not in the program I used to watch all. It's on History Channel, I think. Big Al. Does that feel right? I think it does. It's on like the History Channel app, and I don't think I had to pay for it unless you log in through Hulu. I mean, you know how many programs you have, and you're like, I don't even know what I have anymore. So who knows? That might have gotten a little spicy. But I don't know. That's pretty damn close. I just can't. And the other home does kind of get in its way imagery-wise. I wonder if I can refine this, though. Huh. I mean, that's, I'll be honest, that's pretty much right. I just wish the awning option was, I wish there was a smaller awning option. Almost like, you know. Hey, but a chicken wings. I'll keep an eye out for it. You have one that covers everything. Yeah, it's yeah, you'd like it. I think, look, we're doing a exterior only build here. So I think I'm going to put the awning on like that because it needs to be smaller. Sorry, not sorry. I don't really want to build a roof like that, but we'll check this out. This is going to get interesting. Okay, and then this house pretty much has one raise on it. Try that. Okay, I'm going to pull up the image for you guys. Keep an eye out. Let me know what you think of it if you end up watching it, please. Be kind of cool. Okay, so we know your boy goofed with this big ass house. Okay, can we just no judging, please? So here's the image. For those of you who are joining us, this is a series where we're taking AI images and trying to build them in Valheim. So we built the path, and I've been trying to build the scale, and honestly, in hindsight, I think the scaling is probably the hardest part of this. So we've got the path, kind of the A-frame path, I guess I'm calling it. So you got the A right here. On this side, we kind of have a medium long house into a shorter house that feels connected. And it connects at this second kind of path. Your scale is way off. So there's like this one here into this small house. And then there's like a sideways 45-degree house here, right there. And then you got this bigger house in the back that has the stairs up with the awning, which is this. And then really close to it is this little sideways house right here. And then here's where I did goof. There's like a little raise right here. So this house is here, and then it actually bumps right into this one right here that I did. It doesn't line up as closely as it should. And it's way, way, way too tall because I goofed on how tall this awning is. This awning is enormous and should not be. So, but the goal is to build this in 2 hours. It's not to take 75 years. So I am an hour and 9 minutes in. I've never attempted something like this before. So considering I'm supposed to do this in 2 to 3 hours, 2 hours is the original number. We're trying to just get everything kind of situated. And this is the framework that I've gotten to. And yeah, it's not... I think the thing I'm really going for is as accurate as I can in the time I have. I mean, it's looking pretty good so far. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think in hindsight, scale is the hardest. I don't care about it egregiously, but it is surprisingly difficult for sure. I'm going to try and rip through some of these. I haven't, in my head, I don't have a system of how much of a house I want to complete before checking on the other stuff. So I'm kind of building a few roof frames here with an estimated idea, and it could be catastrophically incorrect. For example, if I were to throw the roof on this one's just a sharp 45. They say 3 is the magic number, no judgment here. I hate that I'm using thatch, but like that's what this build calls for technically, so I'm not sure I can achieve. I don't think Valheim has the building pieces for me to achieve the other thing I want to do. I have some mods available that I'm not using a ton of. Better Creative got, there's a word for it that I can't think of right now if anyone wants to help me. It got like deactivated or whatever. And they had some smaller pieces. So I don't think I can do, there's like a tiny, I mean, I could do that and say that it's good. There is a version of one of those right there. LOL. Okay. Not sure how much more. Okay. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Where is it? Minnie, how's your night going, by the way? Hello. I think it's off-centered. I'm also not entirely sure that it has legs. Granted, it is an AI image. So structural integrity would not have been the premium currency in the moment. I think for funsies, I will do at least a little back to the wall type of guy. There we go. Obviously, these exteriors are a little boring in a certain way. Not too shabby. It's good to see the old Valheim streams again. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Doing my best, you know. I have to admit, these exteriors are something to be desired. I'm trying to stay as true to the image Obviously, I'm going to suck at it from like an accuracy perspective completely half the time, but what I mean is from the perspective of like the textures and colors, I don't have obviously the same wood to use, but the exteriors of the building are these kind of colors. They're a little less boring. Than the provided, but these are the most accurate of the selection. So I'm just sticking with it. This house is a little thinner than it should be. Once again, I'm okay with it. Oh, I understand now. There we go. Not going to do the same thing on this side. We're just going to box it up. I think the weirdest part about this that you guys aren't going to love is when I don't do the interiors. Because the idea is to match the picture. And the pictures don't go inside, okay? No one's allowed to yell. No one's allowed to yell at me. Also, these doors won't be operable because of the ledge, which we can finesse that if we have time. On this side, there's kind of like a single layer here. I'm going to box. There's like a small window. I'm going to do it like this. It's going to be a little too small, but it's going to do what it needs to. Which means we can do this. Me grumbles, rebel. I mean, yeah, you guys don't like when I... Hey, you know what? Some of my bigger YouTube videos, I've actually shown up and done some interiors, okay? You're not allowed to say I haven't. Those are the rules. This one appears to have like some texture on the bottom. I'm not going to do a whole lot about that. I'm just going to leave it like that, I think. And then we'll just box this guy up. Oh, that's horrendous. You're not allowed to look inside, chat. Nope, you're not allowed to. We're not even going to have floors on these things, all right? Look. You want proof that I know how to build? I have YouTube videos, all right? We all know the reason for this video, this build series, is about building the AI image, all right? No haters. No haters allowed. All right, well, we completed our first little hut. And once again, to just give you some perspective on, you've taken a decent look at that little house right there with the awning. It's that house right there. Obviously, as you heard me talking about, there isn't really a build piece to allow me to make this tiny of a window outlet, so I just made it a little bigger, and then I have the side window and the awning. Once again, there isn't like one consistent viewpoint or strategy here, so it's kind of tough. This is going to be the ugliest house because of just how badly I got the if I had just adjusted this down one pillar, everything would be fine here. But we're going to pretend, and we're going to be okay with it. You guys all hear that? We're going to be okay with it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I kind of want to do 1/2. Nope. No, it's a full, and then the window, isn't it? Yeah. How bad is this going to be? This is so bad. I think we're going to abandon the top layer of this and just accept that this is a little, the awning's too tall. Yeah, I think we need to do that. I'm sorry. I need to remember how I built this. Okay. So the only big difference is there's supposed to be a window between this space right here, and there's just simply not going to be. So. You know, I probably, in the Odin's mod, I bet I have some really nice window decorations. I don't want to use them, though. I'd like to not use other mods. I just want to use normal pieces. So there's probably lots of options for me to make these windows look, you know, a certain way with like shutters and different things. Hello? But we're just, whenever I have windows that are supposed to be like old pane windows, I'm kind of just throwing together, I'm just throwing together, you know, something like this and just calling it good. Gas is rock, man. Spandy, how's it going? Welcome in. Also, for those of you who are hanging out with me tonight, this is my second YouTube stream, ? If you haven't subscribed already and you want to check out some more of my videos, I'd appreciate it. Also, if you're here and you haven't liked the stream, can you please, if you do like it, that is, could you like the stream for me? Apparently that matters. So just throwing that out there if you care to do that. You know what? Maybe for posterity, we could put the, we'll take a gander at this. Nope. We are going to roof frame this a bit. Thanks for coming to check out the stream on YouTube, Spandy. I appreciate it. We played a little bit of Oblivion last night. And, man, was it nice to stream in such a high quality for a game like that. Ooh. All right. So technically this space is supposed to be a little more open because this archway is supposed to be a little lower. I mean, I guess I can just do it. Shouldn't take more than like a minute. Because what I need to do shouldn't have done that. I'm going to leave one side up so I know what I'm doing. I mean, basically, I just need to do just a regular one. No crashes this time? No, I figured it out. I haven't answered the question. When some people have asked me, like, how'd you fix it? And I haven't answered it yet. But I did. And it might be a my bad situation. Might have been. But you know what? We're not here to judge. Not here to judge. It's a Spandy. It is. Yeah, okay, there are two truths here. One is that there is, in fact, the two truths are AMD's update did mess up a bunch of stuff for a lot of people. So I happened to go live on a day where there was actually an update where like my CPU temps disappeared and stuff like that. Like that was a known issue. Like literally my PC stuff like wouldn't tell me temperatures and things. So you know, it wasn't entirely my fault, but it also kind of was. Okay, well that didn't take too long. We listen and we don't judge, as the kids would say. They do say that. Spandy, where'd all your whys go? Fair question. Fair question. Hello? I'm gonna check. I'm not checking my. I'm checking my phone for my sub count really quick. Okay, no, we're good. I lost them in a volcano. All right, so that archway is more appropriate now. Oops. Appropriate. Okay, so now I can kind of put this window in here. It's still not enough room, but it gives me a little bit more of the appropriate clearance needed. Because I'm going to put a window right here. So it needs to go, it's like off the side. Right there. Okay. Oops. I guess that's right. Okay, so that's more appropriate. I'm going to build out. So I built my roof frame. Gonna try and muscle through a couple of these, see if I can get it to not break on me as I just get this put together. There we go. One of the things I need is a piece right there, and then a piece right there. I do need that piece. I shouldn't have done that. I'll go this way first. Interesting. That adds a layer that I wasn't expecting. Dang. Okay. That's fine. I'll do... Because technically I think with that clipping point... So the hard part here is going to be getting the next part. I wonder if I can just put them here. Yeah, that'll look good. That's good enough. You guys do all judge me, to be fair. That is accurate. This one is still out of scale. But it is markedly better. That's... I can't let that be. I'm not sure what I want to do about that. Maybe that. Okay, so we're a little closer there. The scale is still, it's like one, it's like just not quite right, you know? But it is better than it could be. One of the other things this thing has you know, that was actually kind of appropriate, ironically, because I have that quarter piece in there. There we go. This has like a little kind of patio. You can't see all of it because the image cuts off, but it's roughly here. Now I need to negotiate what I want to do with this. Look, my builder brain hates this. As long as we're all clear. But I'm just doing it for the memes. It's hard. It's like a good lesson in letting go on refinement, you know? Like we're building this for the express purpose of building it. Like no other reason to match the image. And it is actually quite difficult to not, to like ignore minor things that you want to dig in on and like finitely change. But that's not the goal here. Also, my new video that I posted today about rock destructible test, I got a comment on Reddit that said Bob Ross vibes. And it's been a long time since someone has called me Bob Ross. It's been a while. Like I said, I think the main bummer of this build is that I'm using thatch roof because that's what's in the image. But like, I just hate it so much. I think it looks terrible in comparison. Okay, so there is technically a chimney here. And I'm not sure if I want to... I'll be completely honest, I'm not sure how I want to achieve that. So once again, we're going to box this off. For those of you who haven't been here the whole time, we're matching an AI image from the perspective that the image is taken from. So there's a bunch of spots where, like this, for example, that aren't in the image. So on principle, I'm not going to literally leave it unbuilt, but we're not going to be doing the interiors, and anything that doesn't face the image, I'm just kind of tying off with continuity, but not putting a ton of work into. And frankly, even the stuff you can see, I'm trying to stay true to the image. And it is pretty basic wooden homes in this one. So it's not my normal level of detail or creativity, to be honest. But it is true to the image to the degree that I can make it. So that's what we're doing. We'll take a gander at the image in a few minutes one more time. I'm pretty close here on this spot. How do I want to do this, actually? There we go. But it pushes you outside of your routine, which is good. That's true. It does. I agree with that. For what it's worth, I appreciate the mundane and overly domestic. Gives it a warm, homey appeal. That's true. That's true. All right. So how are we feeling about me cheesing this? So there has to be... we need to put a chimney in here. I wish we had a half 45 piece, but we don't. So basically, I thought about essentially just whittling out. This is a little bigger than it presents. Maybe just right there. Like whittling out something that's going to be chimney-esque right there. I don't... Since this is green, I wonder if I can pull this over and it helps me with a little bit of support on that. So I want to install a chimney right here. And I don't know how I want to build that just yet. So let's leave the pocket open and keep going. Happy little chimney. Yeah, it's crazy. Someone on Reddit was like Bob Ross vibes, and I was like, man, it's been so long since anyone said that. To be honest, it's funny they said it about that video because I made that video quite quickly. Like if you've watched the video I posted today about rock destructible test and building whatever, I feel like I made the video as short as I could so people would pay attention. And I feel like I was talking quite quick for me. A 1 meter overlap. Yeah, I could do like a cheese here for sure, Antler. But you're right. I mean, I would like it to end here. You know, like if I had it the way I wanted it. But I'm also not, like in this case, I'm not super pressed, but I would like that. All right, well, we'll leave that for now. I haven't decided how I want to do the chimneys and in what material I want to do it in. All right, well, let's check the damage. Here, I'm going to like put myself almost like right here is literally the image. I wish I could show you it without having to. So this is the image. I'd say we're doing pretty well. As you can see, like I had to finagle a little bit. But this house is built right there. We got to build the one in between, and then we just built this guy and left room for the chimney. And here's that little like awning area that we just built. So you have like the entryway, the window, the roof that's too high, honestly. And then this like steps up into an awning. Which is right there. So, yeah. We did it, Mom. That's a great placement. All right. Not the worst thing I've ever built. Going back to my original world, because that's where I did the video today. I made some choices. I rebuilt a couple things for the video. Man, you guys really watched me do some things, didn't you? When I went back and watched it, I was like, "Oh dear, this is rough." So for those of you who were here back then, thanks for being patient, because that was not it. It was pretty rough. Did I? Brother, I can't tell. Yeah. All right. Not bad. This would have been an interesting build competition. See who could get the closest in a set amount of time. Yeah, 2 hours is too short. I'm an hour and 45 in. I'm a very fast builder. This has slowed me down because it's not my build. I think, frankly, this is going to be the ultimate cheese, by the way. Just so you know, like 100%, we're building this. Like half of this hill is the interior of this build, just so we're all aware. But yes, that's a good point. It would have made for a wonderful competition. And yes, 2 hours is too short. We could still make that a competition someday. Honestly. That would be pretty cool. Okay, so from the angle of what this house is, this is all it needs to be. There is like an awning about yay big. It's like a vertical awning. Can we just... I literally can't see. Can we not dust like that, please? Yeah, it's got a little vertical awning like that. There we go. And then you can't see the detail of this home very well. So I'm going to make it... I'm going to kind of ad-lib a little. You be down for it? Yeah. That would be fun, honestly. Like have the image that's going to happen be hidden. Nobody knows what it is. And then like it gets released in a Discord somewhere and you have a whatever amount of time to build it. And there's like a community of us that do it. You don't all have to be live, obviously, because that's not possible for everyone. But that could be a fun community challenge for quite like most of the people we know. Yeah, it is interesting for me to just kind of slap all this together, I guess, if you will. Like, it feels so weird not really doing anything with these walls. Like, I'm just kind of doing it. Feels weird. I'm just going to leave those two tiny gaps. Okay. Above this one, there is like another baby window here. But it's like right here. We'll call it right there. There we go. Yeah. Obviously there's like lighting and different things, but that's actually probably one of my more accurate ones so far. Every one of these pretty much has the same roof. That's the only like, from like someone who wants to make variations, like this is, in all honesty, it is pretty much the same roof over and over. Oh, thank God I leveled up. What would we have done? So on this side, we're just going to shut it down. Okay. Is there anything on this side? Just like the same detailing, really. Maybe I'll add just a tiny bit of texture there. Okay, this house, it might have a chimney in the background, but you can't really see it. So this is pretty much just shut it down. Well, for what it's worth, in 9 minutes, we'll see how far I got. I don't exactly know where in the 2 hours I actually started, or in the broadcast where I actually started. I think the only other regret I have is I did do this wrong, in that I should have... These look dumb. Damn it. I should have done my roof frame out as well. Technically, these are off for that exact reason. Let me see if I can do a quick fix here. I just realized my mistake. I knew it looked a little goofy. The only problem is the those lines are going to come through on the... Yeah, they're going to look... Okay, well, I could just double it up, can't I? How silly would this look? Oops, the darkness got me on that one. There we go. Yeah, it's unfortunate that this line work... I guess I just leave them, right? It's unfortunate that these lines stick through, because I don't love the way that looks. Not sure how I'd want to do that otherwise. I'm accepting that this could have all been squared and perfect had I identified this early enough. I'm ignoring it, because it doesn't matter in this instance to do it this way. If I cared enough and I wasn't doing it in this specific style of build, I would reset these, because it would be a perfect distance apart for them all to not have to overlap. Obviously that just adds so much depth to the build. Just that little choice does so much. I just don't like seeing those. All right. I guess there's no point in even breaking anything. I can just add it. I might, because I can just do the half skis. There we go. You know, I don't need to do this side, but I'm going to. Gotta have some integrity, right? Gotta have some. It's weird how sometimes when I spin my piece, it also zooms out my character. Not entirely sure what's causing that. All right, yep, that makes a huge difference. See, you did it right there too. Did it again. It's like, I don't know if something's wrong with my mouse. Does anyone else have that happen, by the way? Like when I'm spinning, I'm rotating the wheel on my mouse to rotate the piece, and it's zooming me in like I don't have my build hammer out. Super strange. No, it might be because of debug mode. Oh yeah, good point. It does happen to you, Molly. Okay. Well, Molly, do you use debug mode? See if I can overlap these. I don't want the... There we go. Yeah, that makes so much difference. That's crazy, actually. That is crazy how much of a difference that makes. Happens when you... Interesting. Happens when you're not on a build piece. Okay. I mean, that could totally be it. Cool. Okay. Same here. Okay, all of this is going to be one... Oh boy, this might get sticky. Well, we're going to do our best. Might get ourselves in trouble. All right, what's our... Serotonin's probably not typing anytime soon, but what's our highest? Was it 23? Chat? Was that... I don't know if those of you can even actively see it that often. I feel like 23. I'm going to do this because it's a different building. So this is one building right here. Now at this point... I don't even know if I'm going to need this, but I'm going to throw this on there temporarily because I need to use it for this. See if we can figure it out. No, it's IC21. Yeah, it says 21 now. I was curious. I think we hit 23 at one point. It just moves every time I look at it. 2021, 2020. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that means it's probably tracking correctly, to be honest, ironically. That probably does mean it's doing the right thing. Oh, crap. That's actually not right. Well. Oh, that's complicated. Oh, this could get interesting. Okay, I'm just doing this. So that's unfortunate, Magorchi. You know what? I think the remedy is to not do that because this is the same building. So I think, ironically, doing that is the right call. But no, it's cool. I'm very grateful that we have anybody in here, frankly. Yeah, that's right. Once again, this one kind of has a chimney in a weird spot that I'm unsure if I want to commit to. Hello? Sorry, these it's giving me some grief here. Maybe I should zoom in. All right, so we're at the 2-hour mark. Like I said, I don't genuinely know when I actually said ready go on the build. You know what's ironic is the AI image of this actually has this. Obviously, I've put myself in a spot here. One second. How do I want to do that? So ironically, this arch, you know what? This will work because this, in the image at 2, the front arch does not align. Oh, weird. Oh, that might actually help. Can I do that instead? No, it won't look right. The front arch is lower. And the way it's accomplished is because the chimney gets in the way. The chimney comes in right here. So the chimney takes up this space, which allows for it to not line up. Which is fine by me. All right. So for now, I'll do that. So the way that looks, it actually does do that. It's taller here and shorter here. So as much as it is a cop-out on my end, that is legitimately how that goes. So I will say I'm not sure how I'm supposed to end this roof in any way. So we're going to figure that out, I guess. I think I should probably do in this instance is put in the chimney to make it make sense. So that's where the chimney goes. Right there. All right. On this side, there are two windows. Basically like that. I would bother deleting the snap points that I made in a regular build. In this case, I'm not too troubled by it because we're just moving. But we'll stop in a second to admit defeat on the 2-hour portion at least. And just see how far we got. I cannot see. There we go. Okay. How did I do this last time? Oh, unfortunately, I got to use these, don't I? I don't have to, but makes the most sense. Nope. Hello? There we go. That's not the easiest snap point. Okay, and then I think I did... Yeah, it looks nice. Okay. I mean, technically, if I had to stop here, this is where we'd be. I'm like, what? Am I more than halfway there? If you want to, obviously without the accoutrement, like without like the lights and the, if I was going to put in the window dressing. What would we say? I don't know what to honestly call that from an effort standpoint of percentage complete. If I were to have said 2 hours is it. Because obviously at some point I could spend quite a bit of time on lighting and other things as well. %. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think from a structural perspective, I'm over 50% done. Truly. Like structurally, nothing else. And he's like, damn. I do hate these pieces in the fact that you can't, like, when you set one down, you can't, like connect the triangle on the other end. Like, you can't, without a Gizmo mod, you can't, like, flip it so that the triangle meets itself. Like, that's so irritating. So irritating. I would do that a lot more if I could do that so simply. Okay, so on this one, there is once again a vertical awning. Unfortunately, my text is in the way. I think the door is here. My text is literally in the way, so we'll go with that. It bugs you that there's not a 1 meter. There is, right? It bugs me there's not a 4 meter. For what it's worth on my end. Isn't this a 1 meter? And maybe I'm mistaking what you mean, but I very much wish there was a 4 meter. This one's a 1. This one's a 2. This is a 2. This is a 1. And then the darkwood 4 meter. There isn't a 1 meter of the darkwood. Oh, you're saying darkwood. Thank you. Yeah. No, you said darkwood. I'm wrong. The ashwood pieces are in 1 meter. Technically, you are saying the right thing, and I'm not. So. I would agree that I wish there was a 1 meter darkwood. Now that we're on the same page. All right. I'm killing it. Here we go. The next part of the building, I can't fully see. It has an additional, like, awning piece, almost like right up the crest. Like right up at the top. So this one has like a lower awning. This one has a higher one. And it kind of completes, ironically, the top triangle a little bit. I wish it could go in a little. It's not entirely perfectly accurate to the picture on that one, but it's close. And then this doesn't have... I think this just has 2 small windows here that are a little higher than the other. Well, we just probably lost a ton of progress. Hey, my PC crashed. Finally. I don't know when it last saved, so that might be a GG on the whole video. Well, it seemed apparent that we had fixed the problem. And apparently we have not. I don't know if it will restart either, so we'll take a look. This would be a bummer if I was on my way to completing this VOD and this happens. It's restarting itself. Well, I clearly didn't fix the problem then, which is... I mean, I did. We played Oblivion for 2.5 hours last night. So we'll take a look. This might... we'll see if we can get it back up. Unfortunately, I don't know how much build progress I just lost. Probably a lot. It's going through its safety checks real quick, and we'll just see what's next. That's a huge bummer. That's really tough. I'm not gonna rebuild 40 minutes of work if that's the case. And I doubt it auto-saved anytime soon, unless I got lucky with a new day starting at some point. But there's no like real indications of why that happened. Temps are good on everything. I still have an orange light on my motherboard. It's not red yet. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure if... It already kind of restarted, so I don't want to touch it. I'm not sure if I should do anything or not do anything. Sorry, guys. That's actually a huge bummer, because I did a lot of work to get the PC to work. And if I can't believe it just did that. At some point, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. So the power supply is plenty. I changed something that definitely was a problem. What else would make a PC do this? I might hard reset it real quick. Yeah, I mean, my PC temps, all my temps are great, so it's not that. I mean, my graphics card could be busted, I guess. I don't know. That wouldn't make any sense, but a bad storage device. I mean, the problem is like I could spend $3,000 on new parts and still have the same issue, you know? I think that's the hard part about this situation. Is I could spend thousands of dollars looking for a needle and a stack of needles. The system is posted in safe mode. Yeah, I just don't know. Like I said, the only thing I could think of, I updated my BIOS, by the way. That did happen. I've updated all my drivers. Honestly, I think the only thing left that I could think of is graphics card or RAM. Like, I just don't know. That's such a bummer. I mean, considering how much Oblivion we played last night and how much of this we've played, I can't make much sense of it because the computer is no hotter now than it was an hour ago. We weren't doing anything more intensive than an hour ago. And I have no idea what's going on. We might be done for the night. GG. Something is wrong, for sure. And the problem is I have a water-cooled rig, so anything I replace, I have to completely drain and dismantle my entire rig. But I just don't know what I'd be fixing. Like, it could literally be the motherboard at this point. It could be a connector on a graphics card. It could be the RAM. It's pretty devastating litany of issues. No, I'm not reacting to you as much, Molly. It's just saying, like, it's so frustrating. Like, it could just be so many things. We've once again rebooted in safe mode. It won't let me boot the computer. I'm going to disable the RAM thing, the DOCP profile. I'm going to try that. Otherwise, we might be done. Man, well, for my first Let's Build video, this would be a hell of a shame of a way to end it. We'll give it one try here, but I think I might be in purgatory. If it's failing to start, and if it's going into, like, does this give us any clues, by the way? If after I hard reset the computer, we go into safe mode, and then we save and quit, and it's continuing to fail to fire up in anything but safe mode, does that, like, limit? Does that limit our options? It's going to try again. It just gave us the green light. Okay. So I moved, for what it's worth, it failed to boot. I hard reset. It went to safe mode. I did nothing. I just saved and exited the BIOS. It went back to safe mode. I changed the RAM from DOC profile 1 to default. And now it's letting me boot. Is there any way it's safe to say that it might be the RAM? Because that's the only thing I changed from the fail to boot to actually successfully booting. Interesting. It may just crash again any second. We're going to see where we're at on the build. I don't really have a ton of interest in rebuilding on stream a ton if that's where it's put us. So we'll take a look. I mean, regardless, we've had a great stream. I was hoping to possibly do more with this tonight, but that might not be the case. I could always use the same thumbnail and do another stream where we catch up. Problem is, it could be the RAM slots or the... Yeah. I know, like that's what I was saying about needle and a needle stack. You know, is it's like I could. I mean, the easiest option is to buy new RAM because changing the motherboard would mean draining my whole rig and all the stuff. But obviously, like you said, I could buy new RAM and have the same issue, which means it wasn't the RAM in the first place. Now, I will say the RAM is my least optimized item in my rig, from like the sake of um, having a better computer. The least optimized item I own is my RAM. Why am I here? What? What? Why am I in my sky village? Did I lose everything? So, oh, I forgot to put a marker. Oh no, I forgot to mark where I built. Oh no. I think it's here. Oh crap. So when I prepped for this stream, I went and found a spot, and I was gonna put let's build, build one or whatever. I know for a fact it's somewhere in here. So for what it's worth, Tiger, I've not been in my Sky Hotel for a long time. I was playing this to do some other things for my video today that I released. But this isn't even my last save, Molly. That's what's freaky. When I booted this up last time, I was in my Groston Grotto. Down here. Like when I logged onto Valheim for the first time in 6 months yesterday or whatever, or this afternoon when I went to do my YouTube video, Groston Grotto was where my character was, not Sky Hotel. Whoa. I have a sneaky suspicion that my entire... What's going on? I just thought I saw something when I flew. Hello? What's happening? Bruh. Why is it? I thought I saw those in the air. I mean, this is my entire YouTube build, so I fucking hope not. Like, this is every build I've ever done on YouTube in this world. I mean, I could obviously revert one save. I'm sure there's a save somewhere. Well, it's saved locally. I'm sure there's a previous save I could go to. Okay. Okay, so we lost a ton of progress here. Yeah, that's we're going to have to be done. I lost so much progress right here. We basically completed this, didn't we? Because it's just going to crash again unexpectedly. That's why I don't even really want to dive in too heavily. Oh, wrong ones. I could try to remember. Obviously, the good news is I have a stream that I could go back and watch. Ah. No, you gotta think. That is such a bummer. It is possessed. Oh, wait. What did I... Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm trying to remember exactly what I did. Oh, I had it. Okay. So that's correct. And we're going to build the chimney at some point right there. Jeez, I lost so much. Now I'm remembering like the 2 awnings I built. Luckily, I don't have to undo this time, because I know that I can keep it there. So that saves a little bit. Okay, and then I did an awning here. I am wondering if my RAM being at the DOCP profile is somehow like the problem. Like maybe this RAM is like, I'm super cool with it as long as you don't do that. I wonder if it's less likely to act up if I do the more chill profile, because then it's not like maxing out its polling capacity or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making things up in hopes that I'm right, you know? Would you guys agree that this is the same as what I did before? I think it is. I'm saving like all the time just in case it crashes again. How did I, chat, do you remember what I did here? Did I just simply not, did I just ignore the top? And did I not even notice that I did that? Did I? So the roof is right, but did I just simply ignore that the top is supposed to be different? Oopsie. Because I think I might have just... See, that sticks out wrong, doesn't it? Or did I do the half guy? You know? I am just going to do this and call it good. I don't know. Well, that's crazy. Yeah, I must have done that because I remember having to adjust those. I must have just not caught it in the darkness because I remember I did this. Okay. And then here we had the 1 and then a door. And then we had a small window right here. I think it might have been 1 off on the, but I'm okay with that being there also, so that's okay. I don't dislike, because this was some creative liberty, because in the AI image you can't see this perfectly anyway. And then I think I left those gaps because it just isn't worth the smoke. But it is worth the smoke, isn't it? There we go. All right, so there's that. And then we had the secondary one, the secondary ledge a little higher there, which is done now. And then we had, I think what I did was this. And then I did my windows like this. I think that's accurate. Because it's kind of hard to see. I had a door here. Are you sure? I don't know if because there isn't one. Yeah. This door is here. So in the AI image, it's kind of hard to see what's happening. So I could see these windows, so I did those. And then if I'm not mistaken, I did this, I think. Okay. I'll be honest, from here, I don't even know if I finished. This might have been where it crashed. Oop, that went somewhere else. There it is. Okay. Don't mind me, just saving like a madman. I guess I recovered the build faster than I thought I would. I might be able to, so once this hits the VOD, I should be able to go in and edit the video and remove the section where we sit and wait for me to fix the computer. Oh yeah, totally. I agree. Saving like a retro gamer. True. So that's where the chimney goes. I hate that so much. That's okay though. Can't really change it. I mean, that's not bad so far. I'd say that's pretty good. On this next spot, we have this, and then there's like a awning that comes off just like that. That's actually very nice. It's very much like the image. Thank you. This part I feel pretty good about accuracy wise. Hello? I'm trying to use the right item. There we go. Okay. That actually feels pretty accurate. What's weird about this building is it appears to be open. Like as in open. The only other thing I want to check on is I think I'm supposed to I think I need to build a frame for this, but it might not work. So we're going to find out right now. Stop it. So I cannot see. Yeah, you can't see that. That's exactly right. Okay, cool. Let's see what we can do. Out here, save and... Okay. How are we... Whoa. How are we doing on the math? I hate this double zoom thing when I'm trying to rotate an item. So, problem, right? Yeah. Even this guy doesn't sit right. Okay. So the easy part about that is the clip. In here. So what I need is to put that there. Place. There we go. Perfect. I use the word perfect there, but you know what I mean. For the sake of the AI image. It is. Nailed it. Ooh, actually. No, that's right. I just don't like what I did. Ah, it's gonna have the flat front. That's okay though. See what I'm saying? I don't have like the... Here. Like technically, I'm supposed to be out here, I think. Methinks. Good thing is now I can just clip. Pain. Pain. It's okay. We're gonna let it happen. Maybe I can maybe in the darkness we can hide it. So close. So this gives it better depth, but it makes it less accurate on the image. So on the image, this awning is supposed to be behind, like physically further back, and now it's flush. Where I had it was further back, but it lacked the depth that we want. So, we're doing it the right way. And we're going to have that same problem again. I do need to bridge a gap here so that I can make this right. There we go. Okay. Boom. Now, this has a larger window as well. In fact, I kind of want to deviate a little bit here and make it like larger. Like that big. I could not imagine if I was making a YouTube video build, like a full production value YouTube video, and my game crashed like that. That would be so devastating. Because I would have done so much recording that is like in conjunction with everything. Oh man, that would have been so bad. So, I mean, for having an AMD build, I have a 54 Celsius GPU right now and a 66 Celsius CPU. Which, for those of you who know AMD, that is remarkable. I'm not going to add the depth on the back of this, for the record, just so you guys, in case you're wondering. I'm going to pass on the back. But like considering what we're troubleshooting, my temperatures are phenomenal for being an AMD user. Because I'm playing in 4K and ultra settings too, so it's not like it's light work completely. Man, you do not like that snap. There we go. So it's kind of nutty. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. This is just open. All right. That scared me. I'm like waiting for my computer to crash and my hammer breaks. I'm like, I like panic. That's funny. The insides of these builds are so barren. It's terrible. Oops. All right. Well, from the perspective of the image, that feels accurate to me. And now this guy has a little outcropping. Where we have a little awning. And it's actually like boxed in. What's interesting about this one is here's where I think AI is doing AI things. Because this one like doesn't have a walkway. So we're going to make one. In the image, it doesn't actually have one. Okay. The fine art of trying to get just enough out of there. On this side, there appears to be two large, or like kind of a large central window. We're going to put right here. Boom. It's interesting because it is kind of just boxed in like this. Like this entryway. And honestly, it almost appears as if there's doors. I'm not really going to get what I want out of that. I think we just leave it like that. So it has that. I'm rethinking because as much as I like what I built more, what is shown is more like this. Yeah, it's more like that. Now the question is, how do I do this next part? This gets a little complicated. So I think we have like a half wall. You have to bear with me for a second here. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to do the thing again where I'm cheesing because we're not building interiors and I don't have the right pieces. It's actually more this one. So there's like a secondary awning above. How bad would it look if I were to do it properly? Really bad. Okay. That is why the cheese is necessary. Okay. So we do the cheese and we get that. Now from here, I can actually use this half thing to my advantage. And we can do a nice little door frame, or a nice little frame. Okay. And I may not need every part of, well, I'll need that part of it. Nope. All right. So we got that going. So in this area, there are 2 small windows. Come on, what am I doing? There we go. And this roof is slightly taller. This roof is slightly taller than the others. So that works too. And in the past we've done this. We'll see how it goes in a second. So now we can also set our 45 degree, and then we can also and we can put our border on correctly. There we go. Getting there. That's actually surprisingly accurate. In the AI image, it's like a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. And then the big house at the back. And then this house is fractionally taller than this house. Wow. And then this one gets a little bigger, and this one gets a little bigger. So I have actually redeemed myself a little bit here regarding scale. I just want to say that out loud. Now that everything's getting built, it's actually better than you'd think. Okay. There's hope, chat. There is hope for me yet. You know, it doesn't look like that in the thing, but I don't mind like having like a variant in the window. Just having some textural differences. We'll do this part just feels so dishonest. Like, I'm just like boxing it up, you know? With all the builds we do and all the stuff, it just feels so, it feels so, like a sin. We're just kind of boxing it up, you know? But that is the purpose. It feels like phoning it in, but it isn't for what we're doing. I think I'm actually adding more detail in certain spots than I even thought I would, like with the frame, like with frames and everything. Oop, stop zooming. Perfect. I've said this 100 times this stream, but I wish this thatch looked a little better. Like, it's obviously, we're doing it because of the image calls for it. But, I don't know. If I continue to do these Let's Build streams, I wish I could put like a link in the description to like if I have a Flickr account or something, or like an Imager, where like there's a link to the image of the build I'm doing, so anyone could click on it and like pull up the image while I'm building it. Does that feel like a good idea for future reference? So in my head, that feels like a good idea. Ooh, there's like a little weird, pointless awning right here. It must be like a window. Yeah, a reference image while you build will be good. I know, I thought about putting it on the screen, but there's just not enough space. You wouldn't be able to see it, right? Like if I put it on this screen for streaming, it would take up too much room. But I do think if I continue to do streams like this, having a reference image that you guys can download or get on a image service might be a good idea. Okay. Here we are. So we have said image. I mean, we've got pretty close. See what I mean on the three roofs that like stack up on the left here? Like I have the awning with the little window thing. Then on this side, we've got these three buildings. Obviously, it sucks that that farther back one, I can't make that itty bitty guy. Actually, I can. I'm silly. I can make that. Maybe I should try that. I just had an idea on how to make that, and I don't know why I didn't do it before. Obviously, there's no decorations around yet, but we've got the plain buildings, and they're pretty. I mean, you take the Valencia filter off of it, and we're getting pretty close, okay? It's obviously pretty dim, lighting-wise in comparison. But we're getting there. I don't know. I think we're getting there. How am I doing? What are the thoughts? I don't know. Do I use a Steam Deck? No, I don't. Stream Deck. Yeah, no, from Elgato. I have one somewhere. I find them, like I got all the stuff when I started streaming seriously years ago. To be honest, I find them pointless. Because like all you need is a keyboard. And there's 1,000 more binded options. So I actually found myself, I used the Stream Deck for like my first year of streaming and then realized it's actually like a really limited item in comparison to the options that you could use. I'm sure it's great for a lot of things. I just realized, like, I was like, what am I doing? Like, why don't I just use, like, literally a keyboard? I was going to say you could push a button and pop it up and down as you needed it, but I agree with your sentiment. I sold my Stream Deck off a few months ago unused. Yeah. You could put torches inside the house. I could. True. Yeah, I didn't mean to get all preachy on the Stream Deck situation, but you get my point. Okay, because this is a simulation, we're doing that. I'm sorry. We're just doing it. Am I crazy, or is there not? You know, I need one of these. No, I need a 1 meter tilted, which I'm not going to get. I don't get to put accoutrement on that. That's just there. That doesn't look good. Okay. This is an unfortunate situation I don't think I can remedy. I think the option that I have to take is to move. The only option is to move this. There we go. Better. More accurate. Yeah, I think I do think the option is to get like an imager link or something that you guys can pull up whenever you want. That feels like the right move. Do I have today 0.5 on? I almost always do. Yeah, it already is. It just seems so dark. Okay, so we have room for our chimneys. We've made every building except the last one. This building is hella difficult too, so we might have. It might be good to save this for round 2 of this. I'd say if we stop here at 3 hours, we've got an incredible progress report for ourselves. I think we did quite well with our intention, I would say. Must be the tree shade. Yeah, it must be. I don't know. Yeah, the cats are good. All the animals are pretty good. They're still not with me. But they are doing well. They're really well taken care of. So we have to add a couple chimneys. We have to add lighting. And any accoutrement. And then that last building in the back. So not too bad. This is more challenging than I thought it would be, which is good. I don't know. I think I did scale better than we thought I did, if I'm being really honest. Like, it's not perfect, but I do think I did scale better than I thought I would have. And I'm glad we recommitted to fixing the top right house over here a little bit. I think once the lights are added and stuff, obviously this picture is quite rich. Like, it's quite a rich picture. Once I get some of the lighting done and some of the other textures added, and we can do some of the lawn work, you know, we can add some lawn ornaments. After a month or so, you'll be a well-oiled building machine at this rate. You know, it's been a while since I built in Valheim, so 'cause this is my first time building again in, what, 6-7 months? It's pretty good. You were never going to get it perfect. Yeah. I'd say it's pretty accurate. So we'll leave it at that tonight. Next stream, we will continue. I might have to... I can enter this... I can just add a part 2 at the top for my next thumbnail. But this looks good. I'll take it. This last building is very difficult and may take some reworking as well. It may take a... I think I have the frame right, but I might be wrong. This house has multiple peaks and multiple awnings. Kind of like this one, but more advanced. Like this one has the turn. This one has multiple awnings. I think this one has quite a few peaks. So it's gonna get complicated. But I am happy with this. Nope. What do we want to call this? Let's build volume 1. I hate it here. I need to hit enter. There we go. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is my entire YouTube server. So I've got like the Hidden Forest Temple, Ashwood Manor, Roof Guide, Waterfront Village, how to, you know, beginner building tips, Ashland roof pieces that I haven't finished that video, Grouston Grotto, Mountain Resort, the Build Biome Mashup, Sky Hotel, Spire Outpost Base. All of my YouTube videos are in this world. The water temples over here. It's pretty cool. For what it's worth today, because I released my new video on YouTube, I had to... the shot from Orthanc is from today, and I did it in 4K. I was getting 110 frames in 4K ultra settings at Orthanc without him having done any minimizing of instances. So I was pretty impressed with my computer, frankly. It was damn good. I did not expect it to go that well. So we're going to call it good there. What a good night. The crash was the only sad face part. And I might be able to take it out in post-production, so we'll see. We'll see. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. For those of you who don't know, I'm wearing a stupid shirt today. It angers nerds quite severely. And we love it, you know? Yes, I agree. One hiccup. So yeah, thanks again, guys. For those of you who are new, if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, obviously feel free. I'm going to try my best to put out more content when I can. And if you haven't liked the stream already and you're here, please hit the like button, even though we're signing off. It obviously helps quite a bit in exposure. So thank you again, guys. I will see you next time. That might be tomorrow. It might not be. I don't want to get too carried away coming back so quickly, so often. So we will see. But everyone have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.